All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 38 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. With me this week, we've got Jake. Hey, Jake.
Yo.
Brett.
Hey.
Brennan.
Good to be back.
And Kailey.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Follow us over on Twitter at TheSocialGG. Subscribe to us at youtube.com/thesociety. Watch us live over at mixer.com/TSGG_online. And you can get early access to us if you subscribe over at patreon.com/TSGG. Up first in the news this week, we've got Apex Legends. 25 million, I believe.
It's just going to keep growing.
3 days ago.
25 million players reached. 2 tournaments done already with the top Twitch streamers.
Who won that?
And it's still growing.
Who won those tournaments?
And we wanted to take a moment to give credit where it is due. Team Ninja has won that.
Both tournaments.
Both. And yes, he is a god. What else would you like to say there, Brett?
Dizzy's carrying.
Don't even start
Dizzy's
with that.
popping off.
Dizzy is super good. You're not wrong.
He is. The whole team is nice.
We do have to announce as well that his world record was broken. We talked about it in the last podcast. He had a world record of 33.
Mr. Simple.
Isn't it Mr. Simple Man?
That's one of the two.
Mr. Simple or Mr. Simple Man. He is a Twitch streamer, yes?
Yep.
And he has completed 34 kills in a game all by himself.
With over 6,000 damage.
Current world record holder.
Basically, I'd say he's almost on Kevin's level, but a little worse.
Basically, Aimbot Kev has some competition, is what I'm saying.
It's true.
For our listeners, Kevin's absolutely atrocious at this game.
The worst.
Kevin shot me more than he shot the enemy team.
Fair
That's
enough.
not untrue.
Shoot the enemy team 0 times.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he shot something.
2 kills, 20 damage.
Positive.
I don't even know how that's possible. I'm not mad.
Were the kills your actual teammates?
No.
Probably.
Would have been.
Maybe.
If there was damage to your teammates, I would have been dead.
I would have had 6,000
He
damage.
shot me right in the face.
Yeah, the
Multiple times. I was like, Kev, what you doing there?
current console record is 29.
Correct.
By, I apologize, I forgot his name.
That's pretty impressive, though.
Well done.
Thank you.
Personally.
Current team record is 41 kills. 42 kills, sorry, as a team.
That's all. That's 2/3.
That's
Yeah.
more than 2/3.
We about to hit 50.
Oh, you're right. That is more. That's huge. 2.5 thirds.
It's nuts.
That's enough of that.
That's bad math.
Anyway,
but we're gonna move
people are
past
crazy.
that.
This game is exploding.
It's taking
and
over.
Doc's coming for it, though. I'm telling you.
You think
Dr.
so?
Disrespect. He got 5th the first tournament. The second tournament, he's on his way up.
It doesn't. I mean, to be fair, this is his bread and butter. So,
Oh
I
no,
mean,
he's getting carried. Vis and Real Crafty are insane. They're nuts. They have like 18 kill games. I mean, he's obviously
getting
Dr.
carried.
Disrespect, so he's popping off, but he's got like 6 kills. Vis has like 18. It's insane.
once
It's
he,
Team Vis Respect, by the way,
Yeah.
just in case you weren't aware.
TSM Vis and Mr. Real Crafty are his 2 teammates.
disrespect.
But I think
Vis
it's.
Respect.
I think it does take some time to figure out what you like in this game and then use it.
Well, the great thing about Apex is it's all team cooperation and finding the team that's abilities actually mesh together well, and going from there.
And the
Really,
key,
what Apex is about is finding out who your 4th friend is. That's really all it is. Once you know, you can put the game down. That person's already removed. Sucks.
Yeah.
I saw a support group popping up for all the 4th friends. But then when they thought it out, they said, what happens to the 4th friends of the 4th friends? And then the support group crumbled.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
then they made another support group.
It's just a rough life for you 4th friends, Kevin.
Harsh.
It's all right.
but accurate.
Damn.
Actually, we haven't played with you at all, Jake.
There's a lot of
We've played with
attacks on Kevin today.
Wait,
know,
just
my
give it time.
goodness.
In March, we'll play.
To get that Xbox back.
Well, I have it, yeah. Just all of it's packed, so.
We are
I'm
actually 2/3 of TSGG's partners.
yeah,
Or
we're-
3/4? 3/4 of TSGG's partners are moving all at the same time, so.
We are all in the process of moving to different places.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big moves going on.
Big moves.
I mean, mine's kind of a little move, but.
All right, what's next on the list there, Kevin?
Anyway.
Up next, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is coming to PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on March 29th.
And the Switch.
And
That's summer
the
2019.
Switch was announced later in the Nintendo Direct, which we'll be talking about shortly.
As our feature.
Connor's all right.
dope.
Edward's way better. Give me Black Flag.
You have Black Flag.
You're right, I do. I want it again. Remastered.
What?
I don't care if it was built for the one. In other news,
Just moving.
Moving,
just skip
over
moving on. Okay, so this one is from Game Informer. They had a developer interview for the upcoming game, The Outer Worlds. And the developers are trying to
who's the developer, Kevin?
Obsidian Entertainment. And Leonard and Tim are trying to possibly do damage control here because people are going to be expecting more than what this game is, which is kind of unfortunate. It's like, let the game come out, then see what it is. Don't
Right.
prejudge it before it comes out because of the hype and overhype.
I'm expecting New Vegas in space, honestly. Nothing
So-
more, nothing less. So
They're saying
Simple.
it's a more linear game and it's
that hurts a little bit.
a smaller scale than what you may be wanting or expecting. But they still say there's so much variety there that you're going to enjoy it. So I thought that was something worthy to discuss. Just so that people aren't drawing conclusions too early. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, Obsidian also started this game when they were the solo standing company,
Right.
and they were never a huge company to begin with.
Yeah, and this isn't one of the Microsoft backed
Right.
games.
Not yet. If
Because
they
this
make a
is
sequel.
coming to all the platforms, so
Right.
even though they have been acquired by Microsoft. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that they have to go out there and say things like that in this industry.
I mean,
It
all
is.
we've seen is like a 3-minute teaser. So
Yeah, which was enough to spark that little bit of controversy. So.
Well, we had some information, like Game Informer had them as their game of the month. It was on the cover and stuff like that. So we've gotten some information about the game. It's just it's Obsidian has always done big story-driven games, and so people are naturally going to expect something along those lines. But like you guys said, having been purchased by Microsoft in the middle of the kind of creation process and not having that backing for this game, because like you said, it is cross-platform. It's not just an exclusive. It's going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be that phase like we all just said we're moving. For them, it's kind of a similar phase. Like you're going through a lot of stuff with that new ownership with Microsoft. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on there. So for them to come out, I'm sure it's still going to be an excellent game, but they're just trying to kind of temper people's expectations, especially seeing what's happening to a lot of other developers who are being kind of judged not on the game that they produce now, but on the games they produced in the past, and it's immediately being
or who the
said, oh, well,
publisher
this
is.
isn't that
right,
game.
yeah.
This isn't that game, and this isn't that game, so we don't like it. When in actuality, it's a great game on its own, but in comparison to other games, it's just different. So these developers are trying to do what they can do and produce the best game they can. But
Without
to
being
compare it to-
pigeonholed.
right, but
Yeah.
to compare it to their other games that they've created in the past, like maybe they're trying to branch out, maybe they're,
There's only one game I'm going to compare this to, and that is Fallout 76.
No, you can't.
If
can't
it's
do that.
better than that, I'm happy.
You can't
So-
do that. It's a completely different thing.
What if they?
he's just talking about it being squished.
So
He
what
is.
if you guys think about? Because we talked back about this is kind of off subject, but on the same subject. Remember
Off
how?
subject, but on the same subject.
Yeah, because this
Just
is
let
going
the
to be
man speak.
so. BioWare when they did Anthem, they made everything almost completely transparent. They showed off everything. What if, like, if because I think almost every single business now, gaming wise, should be following that same idealism.
Transparency.
Yes, exactly.
And
Showing
Mortal
us
Kombat doing the combat cast and stuff.
Right,
They're doing
exactly.
That, they're doing the reveals.
If you keep doing that, like even though I don't know how big the company is, Obsidian wise.
I mean, they have.
they're small.
Yeah, but even so, they should follow that so people would be still aware of what's going on instead of keeping it kind of quiet. Because having that outward push where people get to see everything and understand more about the game, just to see bits and pieces, even give us a taste of more of what's there. I think that would have been better off than just saying, "Hey guys, sorry for making
the game we're creating that comes out in 8 months and nobody's ever seen. Sorry, it let you down. Like,
Yeah.
Well, we had a pretty good demo of it.
yeah, but,
never
but
really
it looked
been
fantastic.
Obsidian's
That's what I mean.
style,
Like, I don't.
though.
Yeah. Let me add a little bit of insight and tell you the quotes that these guys have said. So Tim says, people are watching the trailer and drawing conclusions. They think it's more of an open sandbox, like we're going to be able to go anywhere on any of the planets. And no, you can't. Of course, there are all kinds of speculation on how long it's going to be, and people are speculating like hundreds of hours of gameplay, and it's just not that. And Leonard says, the beginning area, we've had people play through it in 45 minutes to an hour, while others take 3 to 4 hours. It's probably roughly comparable to a Knights of the Old Republic 2 in size, maybe a little bit smaller than that.
Sounds a lot like Dishonored, honestly.
Yeah. Well, Knights of the Republic 2 was a pretty long game. It's not.
I mean, with Dishonored, you had separate areas. Once you finish that area, you were on to the next. But there was stuff to explore and find, which is what I expect this to be like. I don't know how people got hundreds of hours from that trailer.
Well, they said because it's
strange.
like it's so replayable, and the choices that you get to make, you're going to want to experience it over and over. So,
Well, yeah, that's what had me replay Dishonored.
Right.
So that makes sense.
but do they really? This where we're at now. They have to come out and reduce damage control, basically. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Let them make the game, and then let us play it, and then we'll tell you.
Well, another thing is their pedigree. Obsidian's fantastic, and all their games have been fantastic.
I'm going to say, on one hand, it says a lot about the fan interaction by being hopeful and knowing that your studio has such a good following based off of everything that you've done previously, but it is also showing how the instant gratification of basically they want you to give you the whole play-by-play what the whole game's going to be before it's even finished development.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair to the developers.
It's not
at all.
I think a big part of this comes on the gaming media companies, honestly, because so for a lot of gamers, they might not be following things the way that we do, the way that other gaming media companies do. So for us, it's kind of our job to help the developers out in that way, where we help them get that information out there. We do videos, we do all that stuff, and that's kind of easier to access than, say, reaching out to the developers, things that we do, getting media passes, stuff like that the everyday gamer is not going to do. They're not trying to get access to that in that way. So I think a lot of that does fall on the gaming media companies to make sure that they're showing what the game is and
not
building
speculating.
hype, but not speculating at the same time. This is what the game is. This is what we've seen, and we can say, "Oh yeah, this looks great. The gunplay looks great," but that's what we've seen. So we're not going to say, "Well, based on what we saw, this one mission lasted 3 hours, so I would say the game's about 90 hours because I expect 30 missions in the game." So I'm not going to say all that based on one 3-minute trailer that we saw.
right.
So I think that a lot of that does fall on companies, YouTubers, streamers to be honest and open with the viewers and just say, like, look, this game's super fun, it's enjoyable, but there are drawbacks, and every game's going to have drawbacks. So
Not Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're right about that.
Jake's with me.
I'm 100% with
But
you.
yeah, just sensationalization in the media has always been an issue, really. So
You lost me at Cyberpunk. I can't really hear the conversation anymore.
can't focus on anything.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 car edition.
Definitely on Microsoft's E3 stage this year, by the way.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I mean, they were last year. Why wouldn't they be this year?
Yeah. I don't
Keep it
think they're
coming.
going to be a surprise this year. They're going to be front and center.
Yeah, that's probably the main.
Unless their game's coming out soon, in which they won't be there at all.
Ooh.
They come out June 9th, like they might. Like there's been speculation.
That
about
was
it.
one of the predictions. Yeah.
I still expect November.
I
but
think
we'll see.
I think you're right. I think we're more
I think it's
attuned to the-
November.
I don't think
Yeah.
June
Quarter
makes sense
four,
as far
for
as
sure.
sales.
No.
But then again, we did check to see when they normally like send off their titles, and that doesn't really matter following like the
Yeah, they don't really follow
The arc of the other game.
yeah, they don't follow the arc in
gaming
game industry. Yeah,
Well,
they
CD
usually just
doesn't really do.
they post when they post. They're like, yeah,
They do what they
Game's
want.
ready, so
Here
it's
it is.
posting now.
Yeah.
We don't.
That's why everyone loves them.
Well,
It's
when
It's
you
also
make
nice because
games
it doesn't
like they
have
do,
huge competition in
And
between.
with the consumer-friendly levels of CD Projekt Red, like
oh yeah,
20
their
free
Discord is
DLCs
just
they
wild
released
too.
for The
Like,
Witcher.
have you like actually attempted to get into that Discord? It's amazing.
I mean, it's
they're super connected.
Yeah. They love to talk to you.
Also in the news this week, another combat cast happened, and Jade was announced for a Mortal Kombat 11.
Pogo
GG's
and
boys.
Jake
She returns.
back at it.
Teleporting too, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's
got to
teleporting.
teleport as well.
Mm.
Just another
Jake's main right
character
there.
for
I'm
you
ready.
to take third place with.
Oh,
At least I'll be better than Kevin.
you say that now.
Not this time.
Shade today. It's been
He's
a
all
rough
over
day
me
for
today.
him.
As
My
I
God.
recall, the rules for this one are going to be
No practice.
No
no
practice.
practice at all.
It's going to be the same.
I think
Are
we'll
we
have to
gonna
sign
Game as it
pause
drops.
and look at the buttons?
No, we are not.
I'm gonna be
Oh,
googling
then I'm
that before we
rolling.
start. I'm like, what are the combos here?
Nope.
Jake, you're just going to pogo, let's be honest.
You're right.
He's
We'll
gonna find
find
that
out what
ability.
pogo
the
combo.
pogo combo.
Ding, teleport. And then Cabal over there is going to be going back and forth.
No man.
I'm going to kill everybody.
Gee,
Okay.
Good luck, boys.
Anywho, Combat Cast, Jade,
Yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Jake, how you feel about that? She was your main in 10.
Well, I mean, I'm excited. And
No, she wasn't. She was not in 10. That was Tanya.
Oh, you're right.
She was in
So-
9.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. So no, we're not even on the same thing.
Yeah, we were thinking
Everyone's
about
getting
Tanya.
mixing.
She is very similar, though.
So I'm okay.
Jade, she used the fans like Katana, didn't she, in 9?
Isn't she?
Tonfas, I thought.
She has like glaives.
Yeah, that's right.
Glaives, she's got a super kick,
I haven't played 9 in so long.
teleportation.
You had to fight the two of them, though, in the campaign, 2-on-1. That was rough. I remember that mission.
That was rough.
I want new characters.
You're going to get some.
We already got one, Geras, and
yeah.
Scarlet
I know, but
returning.
they keep announcing like old characters,
Comebacks, yeah.
characters from 9. I just wanted to see new
Scarlet and
characters.
Jade were probably the two most
fan favorite.
wanted.
Yeah,
Right.
Scarlet.
I'm just waiting for
everyone wants
Scooby. I'm just waiting
Maybe-
for Shaggy to come out.
That's not
Maybe with a third being Frost. Other than that,
Oh, Frost.
Rain. People want to play
Ah.
Rain.
yeah,
Everyone
people
wants
want Frost
back.
more
You
than
like
Rain.
Frost?
I don't like Frost.
Bring Frost back.
Doesn't-
I just
I love
I just want to
Frost.
see new characters. Like we've seen these guys. It's very cool to see Scarlet come back. I mean, how could she not be a fan favorite? She uses blood as a weapon. Like obviously that's very cool, but I just want to see new characters. Like look what they did with Geras. Can I get a speed-based new character?
You might.
That's what I want.
Melina 2.0.
All right.
That's what he's looking for.
I mean, they already gave me that with Cabal, so
Well, I mean, they're basically rewriting
Whole
the
timeline.
rules, the timeline. So
Yeah. So
Like they do.
anybody's
Oh, no.
potentially available, really. We'll have to see as more. Next week, they're not doing a combat cast for MK11. They're doing it for the mobile game.
gotcha.
And then they'll be back on to MK11 again.
And they did warn that
Yeah.
us about that last week.
Warn.
I'm not a mobile.
They
player,
informed
so
us of
they-
that last
yeah,
week.
Sorry, they informed us.
The Division 2 has more PC pre-orders than the original did, despite skipping Steam. So it
Good
looks
luck
like the move over to
downloading it
Epic.
off Epic.
It's not really hurting them that much.
The first 3 days.
Why
How's
is it?
that
Why you say
crash
that?
it?
Because Epic
Because
Games,
Epic's having a lot of issues.
it crashes constantly, and your download restarts every time it crashes.
Oh,
That's rough.
no. That is
Maybe they'll
rough.
have it fixed by
Ooh,
then.
I don't like that at all.
Bro, what were your
No.
impressions of Division 2 anyway? I know you played the beta.
I posted the video on our YouTube.
What are your impressions?
Felt like the exact same game as the Division before they made all the fixes that made the game good.
Before.
Before?
they made the
The
game good.
original, the non-patched vanilla
The
Division
movement-
1.
It was super clunky.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that was
Like,
the worst part
it
of
was
the first one.
The same
on
kind
and
of
off
thing.
cover.
But I mean,
Yeah, it was.
on and off
It's
cover
also
is the
beta,
exact
though.
same motion.
Is
No.
this a very good beta? Like, is it like what? Do you know where
I mean,
the
it was
timeline
relatively
is?
clean.
Like,
It was They didn't tell us like, oh, this is 8
What
weeks
version,
of bugs
right.
or anything like that, like Anthem did. But it just felt clunky.
I did
The
like
gunfire.
that, like Anthem did.
Well, I mean, the gunfire was smooth. That's what the Division is. Enemies felt less like bullet sponges, which is cool. But at the same time, I don't really know what difficulty it was, or
And you also were playing alone, yeah?
yeah, I was playing by myself.
Which takes half the fun out of the Division anyway.
I'm not sure.
it
You
does.
didn't really in the it had PvP stuff, but everybody was kind of weak. So when I played the PvP, which was the biggest issue in the first division, was the difference.
Well, they never could get the Dark Zone right.
Yeah.
The first one.
The balancing issues, but everybody was super weak because of what was actually available to us. We couldn't play through. You had 2 story missions in PvP. So it was fun because everybody was super weak. So it was actually skill based, but I'm not sure. Just really felt like the Division 1 to me. But one of the biggest differences that you didn't get to explore was the city. And that's kind of one of the big changes here is the different environments that you can explore in Washington.
No more snow.
Right.
Oh,
But they
thank
have
God.
like the tropical
Botanic Garden.
the
Botanical,
botanical garden
yeah.
and stuff like that. So it definitely has potential. I hope that they do what they're saying and they bring over all the good stuff from the Division 1. I like to see the fact that the enemies, I fought a boss enemy or 2 boss enemies and they didn't really feel like too bullet spongy. Like I was able to kill them by myself, no problem. So I don't know. We'll
Didn't
see.
take you forever.
No, yeah, it didn't take me 10 years and 3 strategic deaths
600
and
bullets.
respawns and it was very playable. Movement is my biggest issue, especially because I was playing Apex beforehand and jumped over to that, and then Brennon was playing Apex next to me, and I was like, man, I wish I could be sliding around and doing stuff instead. My guy got on cover and won't get off of it, so it is.
It's the more tactical style, though.
was
That's the
so
style
bad.
that they're going
Not
for.
being- wouldn't get off of it.
cover.
Like, you know, the rotation on console where you would go around cover,
Yeah.
it's just as bad as it was, where you got to mash it in the direction that you're trying to go, and then it still takes too long. It's just, hopefully it's beta. That's what I said in the video, was that it could be because it is beta. I'm not sure. I really enjoy the looter shooter system that Division has, and the amount of kind of customization that you have. So this one added to that. Oh, the drone is super cool. One of your abilities is a drone that I had the Bombardier version. He goes in and drops a bomb where I mark, so that's pretty cool. We'll see. I'm hopeful for it. It's something I'm definitely picking up, but
Did you have fun when you played it?
no.
Not really.
But that could have been my own thing because, like I said, Brent was playing Apex
Playing alone.
right next to me.
You're
and I was
wanting
like, man, I
Apex.
want to play Apex.
So you have to give it another shot.
Yeah. So we'll see when the game comes out. Hopefully they fix the movement stuff. And I mean, the Division's always been a pretty solid game. So
Yeah. Our final piece of news for the day, besides the Nintendo Direct that we're going to dive into, is with the recent news coming from Activision. Game Workers Unite. They are over on Twitter, and this was brought to my attention. They posted a tweet that said, Bobby Kotick has been raking in $30 million a year as the Activision CEO. And that massive income doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from the labor of his employees. Kotick's wealth is built from the stolen wages of his workers. And so they're linked to a Kotaku article, which I then followed. And it was written by Jason Schreier of Kotaku. And it's a great article. I encourage you all to head over there and read that. And I took a little bit out of it to explain it to you here. And he wrote, since the beginning of 2018, Activision has been exerting more influence on Blizzard, pushing the company to release more games and find more ways to make money. General consensus, even among rank and file employees, is that Blizzard's lack of new game output over the past few years hasn't been healthy or sustainable. But Activision's influence has raised questions among Blizzard staff about whether the studio can retain its culture, said one former Blizzard employee to me last December, Jason. There's a real struggle now between developers and the business people. Strategic decisions are being driven by the finance group. Up to 200 layoffs were rumored. They laid off around 800 people. across all departments and all studios owned by Activision. Some were junior employees, having started at the company just recently. Others had been with Activision Blizzard for 15 plus years. The Blizzard's esports program lost a lot of people, so I'm not really sure how they're going to be able to handle that unless all the resources are just going to go to Overwatch League. Hearthstone has pretty much been gutted, and Heroes of the Storm has been gutted. And then he goes, at the exact moment, Activision Blizzard Chief Executive Officer Bobby Kotick hopped on a quarterly earnings call to inform shareholders that his company had just gone through their record year. Employees across the publisher of Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and more were being brought into conference rooms and informed that they were losing their jobs. For decades, Activision's philosophy has revolved around annualized releases, most notably with the gargantuan Call of Duty series, which hasn't skipped a year since 2004. That sort of schedule is diametrically opposed to Blizzard's release it when it's ready philosophy. Other game developers and studios have gone on social media platforms to extend a helping hand and offer job opportunities in the industry to those that are affected, which is a fantastic move. Congratulations to all of you. What do you guys think of this?
Insane. Absolutely wild. I mean,
Pretty much
It
what
makes
I
me so
expected
angry.
when Activision got its hooks into Blizzard, really.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here and look at this from a business standpoint. It sucks for the people working, but basically the way they were looking at it is if we can do this without you, then for them it saves them money. That's 800 people they don't have to pay. And if they can continue to make the kind of games that they can make, or that they feel they make, I hate Call of Duty, but
Do you
from
think?
the devil's advocate
Do
point,
you think the CEO that's making $30 million can make a game?
no, of course not.
I'll
But that's
counterpoint.
not what he's paid for.
I'll counterpoint from a business perspective. At some point in time, these people have to make the decision of, am I protecting my own wealth and interests, or do I have a greater responsibility for the company that I run, making sure that the people that I employ can stay employed, we all make money, we're all successful. They were making, it was a banner year. So there's no legitimate financial excuse to cut 800 people, which is also cutting off their nose to spite their face, because that's the product that they're making comes from these people's creative energies. It's already a horrible industry for people who are creative. It's very brutal. People get chewed up and spit out all the time.
It's competitive.
It's beyond competitive. It's abusive in a lot of ways. However, that's the nature of the beast and they're used to it. This is above and beyond that. It's somebody saying, I make $30 million a year off of your labor, but
Well, this decision didn't come directly from him. You have to take that into. He's
but
the
they're-
head
they're-
man. He's going to take
they're-
the fault for it. But this didn't come from him. This is
they're still choosing to take profits over what they're producing.
it's the shareholders.
They
that are
also
gonna be
had-
the ones that speak for this, and chairmen and things like that. That
But if they're having a banner year, then there's no reason.
Where-
They've
if
been
they view
having
this,
a
that they can
record
make even more
year,
money.
but also a lot of things were hitting projections, and that's the whole reason they cut from Bungie was things were hitting their targets.
But then they need to reassess their targets and make them
I don't
reasonable targets.
disagree.
You
Well,
can't
that's-
you can't
Well,
have 2%,
but-
3% gain on every single year. That's
But
just
that's
not
that's
reasonable
that's
at
how
all.
You're viewing that from the emotional standpoint.
No,
That's the
I'm viewing
company
that from a
standpoint.
business standpoint.
It is.
You have to have goals for your business that are attainable. And they're not always attainable. You reassess, but you don't overreach and say, okay, well, we're making all the profit that has to get, some of it does have to go back to the shareholders. That's the investment aspect of it. And yes, they could restructure, but there's other avenues that they could choose to do that instead of gutting aspects of their company that they don't have to.
Yeah, they could have gone Ubisoft's route. Also had a record year, and they are pouring more money into their development team.
Right.
But that's also
Or
two different
Microsoft.
companies.
Microsoft did the exact same thing.
So-
They said, Xbox, you're doing great here, and now we're
6
rebranding
new
everything
studios.
into Microsoft or into Xbox.
The one gentleman in
That's-
Activision changed his title and got a $15 million bonus.
Correct.
Yeah.
So-
That's just how they're viewing it, though. That's
There's things going on there.
I'm looking at this.
That's the
and
financial difference
you can
between
argue
these two companies,
exactly. You can
though.
argue that, but this is the decision that they felt and their shareholders felt was the right one. So
So-
from a business standpoint, that's the decision they went. Yeah, does it suck? Absolutely. But for these 800 people, like Kevin said, Obsidian reached out. Ubisoft, I think, actually reached out as well. They said there are jobs in this industry. It's a growing industry. We don't understand what they're doing either, but this is what we're doing, and we are offering jobs.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they're shooting themselves in the foot with this.
I mean, not to pipe up about money or analytics because I'm not one to talk about it much, but I just looked up on Blizzard Entertainment's actual like forums and their statements here. They made in just 2017, which I mean is going to almost be the same for 2018, $4 billion just by World of Warcraft alone.
Yeah.
Which
So, I
is
mean-
how old? 20-something years?
Oh, it's old.
20 years old?
But
20-year-old game.
We're talking like if that's just
Well,
one
Kev's
of
got 20 years in
Server night,
played
there's
it.
Yeah, right.
updates to
I
the
mean,
game.
yes,
Yeah.
of course.
They're all
Expansions,
financial cost
everything,
to this thing.
Yeah,
though.
of course. And,
See,
and
you take that they're taking away from some parts probably to pay for other parts that aren't as successful, which to me, you cut the stuff that actually isn't producing on the regular.
and that's just one
that's
thing
what
that
they
Blizzard
did.
owns, though. Like
To
one
me, like the problem I have with the whole thing is the way that they did this.
it's insane.
By having the phone call announcing
the
how great
juxtaposition,
they
yeah.
did this year while
Correct.
eliminating
So
positions.
the juxtaposition of the two things, we just laid off 800 people, and we had the best year we've ever had.
and the
those
title
two next to each other.
the
are
title
obviously
change for the
horrible.
$15 million bonus just is always going to make me angry.
That's
because
nonsense.
if
That's just what happened.
you're saying that your company can't afford
how,
to support people,
Corporations work in America.
Some.
Really all over the world.
but your company
Not
can
all.
afford to
You're right,
boost
not
and
all.
pay $15 million to somebody for a title change.
'Cause they just
That's
fired 800
that's
people.
just wrong,
Jesus.
ethically wrong.
But it's
insane.
ethics in business.
Yeah, they're supposed to go hand in hand, but we've gutted
They
that
don't
because
always.
there's no corporate
just-
culture to.
Yep.
And one
Support
thing
that.
to talk about, it was mostly front office people. As far as I know, it is very hard on the creatives in the industry, but this is mostly actually
Marketing.
PR
It
people,
wasn't a lot
front
of
office
devs.
people. Devs did get hit, but very, very few. It was mostly the front office people that got hit with this. And-
Esports teams, they got hit.
Yeah.
Art directors, they got hit. Artists got hit. It's
Yeah,
all
there's
over
a
the
one
whole
guy who
company.
was
I
It's
there
not-
I know
for
it's across the
for
board, but this
25
was like-
years who said, "I thought I was going to retire from here."
Yeah.
That hit me
Gone.
pretty hard. It's like I come from a family of business owners, and I know how you ethically run it, and I can see the difference between going through hard times and you do what you can to protect your employees and your business versus gutting stuff and just saying, "Well, these people are disposable."
Yeah. With your record-breaking year.
Yeah.
It's just a bad taste.
For sure.
Anybody else got anything
It's only
on
gonna get
that?
worse.
I do
Yeah, I
encourage
don't
you
want to
all
look
to
at any
go
more
over
information
to
about it. Thank you.
It's
Kotaku and reading Jason Schreier's article. It's really well done. So you guys should definitely check that out. All right, let's get back into
Happy
some
notes.
gaming. The Nintendo Direct happened. The first non-indie one, the indie one was okay last month, but this we've been waiting for the real meat and potatoes, and we got it. A lot of games announced in that 30-minute window. A lot of games
They
shown.
always do.
Man,
It's like a montage.
it is.
Look at
Just
all these
pump them
games.
out. They're like, and they
this
go in
and
depth in
that.
some of them, and they're still able to show that many. And yeah, it's a great time when Nintendo is having a direct. So, in this particular direct, most of these games are slated for now through summertime for their release dates, which is another great thing that Nintendo does.
Well, depends how you view it.
What do you mean?
So for them to, like, it doesn't give you any lead up time.
So you
That's
you
how
mean
they
for
do
the
it.
wallet's sake?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of
They're
a-
like, oh, by the way, this
By
game
the
just
way,
came out. Oh, okay.
I mean,
40
like,
games.
It's
today.
coming out today.
To be fair, I mean, that's how they've usually done it too.
I
So
know,
it's like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
thanks. For,
Yeah, remember?
Don't worry, it's reliably going to be $60, and it's never going to change.
No, never.
No sales.
It's gonna
It's gonna go up
it's gonna
$10
change.
next
Next gen.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably be 80.
$70.
$70.
Oh, you think so?
$10.
I think 70. That's what happened
Nintendo
between
Switch
PS,
2 or the Switcheroo
2
is
and
going to be good.
PS3.
Yeah, I think $10 is right there.
Yep.
However, Nintendo Switch games are $60, and there are a lot of them,
There are many.
and there's going to be many more. So prepare your wallet now.
And they're not all ports.
Get a
They
second
are
job.
not all ports,
Or
so
third
we are
job.
There are
excited.
some
Kids,
ports
it's
I'd
okay.
like to see them come back to. I've been complaining about this
no,
forever.
You're
Nobody's
not
giving
gonna
you
get
this.
Skyward Sword.
I
Get
just want
past
it. Could you
Get
just
over
Nintendo
it.
please
No.
give it to
Quiet.
me?
Get over it. You won't.
There are
Ever.
no more
No,
Zelda
it'll
ports.
come out.
Nah.
I think it will. I think
Oh,
I think it will.
I did
Maybe
want
not
to
a
bring
port,
up.
might
I
be
did want to bring
remaster.
up one real quick port. Final Fantasy VII, Jake,
Hey.
is coming to the Switch.
Of course.
Listen, don't
So,
steal my thunder, okay?
Guess what?
he wins.
First of all, that's not Final Fantasy VII the remake.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
He's right.
Oh,
He's
okay.
right.
Regardless, it's coming to the Switch.
It's coming.
Guess what's coming out within the next year or two?
It's not.
Oh, it is.
Some-
Oh, it
Better watch
is.
out.
It's coming.
You know what else came with it? Final Fantasy IX, which came before that.
Yeah, I know.
Which that's a much better game.
they
Guys,
say-
buy that game in comparison. Let's be realistic.
9
You know that I'm
is
buying both of them,
available.
right?
You're just trying to undercut my
Right
budget
now.
for the game.
Hey, by
trying
15, by 12, by 10, by 9, by 7, by 1. Yeah, they're all pretty
I'd
good.
recommend 9. 9's a good
I
one.
would recommend all the
a
ones
lot
I
of
just
people, a
listed.
lot of people skip one, actually.
I actually liked 1.
I like 12.
It's one
Nine's
of the
the
very
one that
few
my
I played
PlayStation
before I met
skipped.
you guys. So
I got like 10 minutes into the game, and my disc that was given to me had a scratch on it, and I was not able to play it. So,
Was it mine?
no.
Jake
no, it
did
was,
this.
It was given to me by a friend.
We used
but
we used to share
Oh,
games.
no, Jake. It was given by a friend.
Not
oh, that's what she said.
Oh,
not
roasted.
to my other friend that you used to work with.
Oh, your other friend?
That's a save.
She had another.
Yep.
Huh.
All right, let's
Let's get into the
start us
direct.
on-
So, Super Mario Maker 2 was
Who cares? Move on.
Super Mario Maker 2.
Seconded.
Everybody knew was coming, and so they let the
Who
show
would've
with that
guessed?
one. That was
Continue.
leaked. Anybody excited for that one?
No,
You guys?
Not even
Not really.
Move on, Kevin.
You sure you don't want to get it? And then we could
no.
have
Don't
a
care.
challenge for the trophy.
No.
We each create a level, and
I-
whoever gets through the
Is
other
it, are you
level
still
first.
talking about Mario Maker?
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
Is
move
this
on?
still
Yeah,
happening?
the Mario
Let's
Maker 2.
continue.
Super
He's
Mario
trying.
Maker 2.
Sorry, Mario
Listen,
Maker.
do you have
'Cause he
builders?
feels like
Go play
he might
Fortnite.
win this one.
I mean, this is a voting thing. So let's do this right
I'm
now.
gonna say nay.
Nay, nay, nay.
There
All
it is.
three of
Yeah.
us nay to
Nay
one.
it is,
So I mean,
so let's move on.
If you are excited for that, though, definitely check it out.
I mean,
it
it
looks
looks
great
cool.
graphically. It looks
Just
nice.
not our cup of
so-
tea.
nah, it's nah.
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay. Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition.
That name sounds
I
sick.
actually might get this.
Yes.
That is
I'm
the
a
full
big
title.
Dragon Quest
Never
fan.
played it, but got it on digital so that I could
Jake
play
played
it.
the first like 2 hours and he was not interested.
This game
never
got
played
so
the
much
Dragon
praise.
Quest
Yeah,
games.
I
bet.
I
I
don't
love the
understand.
Dragon Quest.
Well, okay,
games.
so like as I explained before, like I came from Ni no Kuni, which was
Nino Kuni was phenomenal. Don't
Yes,
get me
That's
wrong.
what he's saying.
let me like you see the thing about this is like
Ni no Kuni or Ni no Kuni 2?
Ni no Kuni
Ni no
2.
Kuni 2.
Yeah, so
The Revenant
so
Kingdom.
you came in and you gave me almost full voice acting, a very beautiful story at least until it got to
Oh, and
weird
the
parts.
cutscenes
But
were so good.
and so you gave me a lot of information about it. What are you trying to stop?
No, I'm. You go, and then I'm gonna go because
So-
I got to tell you
Oh,
something.
he's cutting us
So
off
the
for
thing,
a response.
the thing about this with Dragon Quest XI though is like when I came into it, you gave me an RPG style that I mean to be fair, I was raised on that, but I just came from something beautiful with so much emotion put behind it, and this one's like, oh, the main character's mute. Neat.
I
Not
I
speaking.
wish
Okay.
Evan was mute.
So now I'm going to response to that. I have a response
He's
for
about
that.
to dump
Oh,
on you.
oh.
That's what he said.
This is a
He's-
full
so-
paragraph.
This,
He's
this
dramatic
is
essay
well,
format.
no, this is not an essay. This is
It is.
the Elusive Age Definitive Edition. So
Oh.
this is the game that came out last year. That's now coming to Nintendo Switch, but it also includes
Way better console for this type of game, by the way.
I agree.
Right. Also,
For sure.
it includes a full 16-bit mode. You can play the entire game in 16-bit if you want
What?
to. Yes,
Yeah.
you can. And it
That's
includes.
no
not,
thanks.
that's not better. Continue.
It is.
That's hilarious.
this
That's
guy.
exactly what it was. Though.
I mean, I
Dragon
know what
Quest
it-
used
I
to
if
know
you're
what it
playing the
was.
Switch on the go and you can play in 16-bit, that's pretty cool.
No. Move on.
Yes, it is. Okay. So also,
graphics
fully-
over everything.
fully orchestrated soundtrack this time,
I mean, to be fair, the soundtrack wasn't anything I complained about.
along with a full Japanese and English dub.
Fuck that.
So the
That fucking irritates me so bad. What the hell?
Now you gotta buy it again.
that additional
Yeah, he's gonna
time
buy it again.
that
I'd buy it.
Nintendo needed was
Physical
securing
copy,
that
and
dub.
you can't share it.
I'm so upset
I don't know
with
if
it.
that's accurate or not, but that's what I'm going with.
Probably buy that one.
But
I-
that is the definitive edition, and it's coming out.
That's
on
the only thing I
Nintendo
complained about
Switch.
was the main character could, like, you literally, I mean, I understand you're supposed to impose yourself as the main character, but boy, after
Like,
playing Ni no Kuni 2, I was
Okay.
I
so,
can impose
like,
myself on a character that talks. I can do it.
it was beautiful.
I assure you.
Artistically
I
amazing.
disagree. I
Oh.
prefer the silent protagonist. Like playing Fallout, jumping into the fourth, hated it. You guys know I don't like the fourth Fallout anyway, but
Thought it was your favorite.
yeah. 76 actually.
Oh,
my
76.
favorite,
Yeah, that's right.
the
My bad.
best.
You got that. You got that
I
jacket, right?
strongly prefer a silent protagonist. Maybe that's just because I'm a huge Dragon Age fan, and that's how.
I mean, I guess it just depends on the
But
game, but I was
I like it.
so enveloped with Ni no Kuni 2, so I'm completely jaded because of it at that point.
It depends. It depends on the voice acting, honestly.
It was Roland, first of all, who's the main character.
You're
Don't
right,
ever
Roland is
fucking
the
talk
main
to me, you
character.
motherfucker.
All right, no spoilers here. Guys. We're talking about Nintendo and
He wasn't really
Dragon
the main
Quest.
character.
He
They
was.
just all hated him.
He's the main character.
He's the main character.
Come on. All right. What else do we got? So Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age,
God.
Definitive Edition.
Fuck them.
So that's a yes. We're gonna buy that.
So
What's
fucking
next
mad.
on the list there, Kevin?
Yeah.
Rune Factory 4.
Hey.
I'm skipping around.
Okay,
That's the way I
Okay.
wrote the
Next
list.
after
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So let's.
I did them in order.
So I don't know, like you see, you and me, Kailey, we played a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
Harvest Moon. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
Rune Factory was developed by the
Why
same
would you
company.
admit that on a podcast?
It's amazing. First of all, don't
Huge
ever.
Hello, Stardew Valley
Starter
fan.
people.
Exactly.
I'm
So
outta here.
So Rune Factory was their response to saying, "Oh, you guys want actual RPG elements? Here." So
I never played Rune Factory, but I was looking at it, I was
These
like,
two are staring at each other.
They are. They're going,
I
going
need
to
to
another
play
level.
this.
This is
right here.
horrifying.
it's
My
so
goodness.
cute, and I was like, oh, I want to play this.
And then but the thing that I don't like about it is like, so during the commercial, they're like, yeah, Rune Factory 4 is coming out soon. And then they're like, by the way, Rune
Dun, dun, dun,
Factory
dun, dun.
5.
In the works.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
So you're splitting my attention here from
I don't
4, and
understand.
then 5's coming out at some point in time. Yeah.
Ah, well, if you
Well,
like four
four-
a whole lot, then you're ready. 5's already
I
announced.
mean,
and
to
then
be fair, I'd rather
I mean,
wait
I'll
for
probably
5
go
because
for
5's probably going to be better than 4, in my opinion.
4 was already released, but it hadn't come to the West, and so it is now.
Let me tell you, if they'd released Skyrim and said the 6 is already coming, I'd be a much happier person right now. Instead, 7 years later, here I am.
Still playing Skyrim.
I heard the pain.
Playing
On the
Skyrim
Alexa.
Special Edition.
I heard a
And the
very
Alexa.
small violin.
Alexa, open the door.
in the background.
Eat all the cheese, Alexa.
Eat the cheese. Eat the cheese.
Fantastic.
That was a funny commercial.
It was.
Yeah,
That-
it was.
throwback to Todd Howard duping us all at E3.
Yeah.
I'm
Great
so
work.
bitter about this stuff.
Do you
We're a
wanna-
family,
Did you have the whole
Mr.
list?
Howard.
I do. I went in order.
Okay, why don't you just go down the list then and stay in
Hey.
order?
Okay,
Because I
so
got stuff all over the place.
Mario
here.
Maker 2, the Marvel Ultimate Alliance
Mario
3.
Maker 2. Let's talk about that. one.
Yeah, sure, we're done with that.
Okay.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
That's going to be fun.
I don't know how to feel about this
So-
game.
I mean,
I will tell you how to feel about Marvel
I'm ready.
Ultimate
So
Alliance.
they said
3.
it was the first new game in 10 years.
he wants
Yes,
to hype
it
you
is.
up right now.
So,
I want to be.
I've already
hyped.
done
I don't
that.
know how to feel about graphically. I mean, I'm sure the gameplay is going to be super fun,
Well,
especially as
Yeah.
a huge Marvel fan.
Captain Marvel looked friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
She
So
did.
So
that's good because
if
the
you
movie
look,
doesn't.
if you look at this, my goodness, man,
we're all salty
you
today.
need your water.
He's a savage.
He is.
You see those commercials. Yeah. Move on.
Okay.
All right.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So if you look at this trailer compared to the game trailers or Game Awards trailer,
It looks better.
it looks way more polished. I was actually a little bit concerned when we saw that. So seeing this one that has eased, this is going to be the experience that I was
Just play
hoping
Thor
for.
with Stormbreaker.
You can do
Be
that.
Super OP.
It's going to be awesome, and you're going to be leveling up your abilities, interchanging them,
Thing I
and
want with
creating
this-
combos.
If this is not following the Marvel universe, if it's their own real thing they're doing, I want like evolutions almost. Like I don't know how much you guys follow the comics, but there's like Runebreaker Thor, who's King of Asgard, who's super OP. I'd want like that. I'm sure it's not going to be in the game.
They said they have a
You
new
may-
story.
you may
a brand
get
new story for
A
it.
skin like that, but it won't.
be the actual
Right,
character.
yeah.
And you're
Power.
It'll be
Against
focused.
Thanos
It's
and
narrowly
the-
focused on
And
the
its generals.
story that it is.
Yeah.
And then it's high replay value because it's dungeon crawling
Yeah.
with superheroes.
Yep.
And
Diablo.
new in
very
this
Diablo.
one is that
No Jingle Bells.
you
Straight
have
park.
you've got brand new abilities for the entire squad to do. Like in previous games, you could have combos with other heroes, but in this one, the actual all 4 characters can combo together to create the ultimate attack, which is really cool.
Yep.
Can't wait to get my hands on that and
They
experience
have
it.
team
They should have Ghost
synergy
Rider, right?
attacks, and they
Yeah.
have the ultimate alliance
That'd
attack.
be sick.
Yeah, the ultimate alliance
I was
attack.
about to make a joke saying, would you call that an Ultimate Alliance attack?
Yeah,
No,
it's
But-
actually
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
it is.
It's real.
And yes, Captain Marvel joins the fight. She was announced in the trailer. Her abilities actually look pretty
Carol
cool.
Danvers is
Yep.
her name.
Carol
She can fly.
Danvers.
Yeah, and this is the recent new Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
so.
is Ghost
that's
Rider
the-
Nicolas
that's
Cage?
the-
That's all I want.
Stop.
It won't be. It won't be.
Well, that's a shame. I really like those movies.
You shouldn't
Look
say
into
that.
my
on-
eyes.
So next on the list was Box Boy.
See, I thought that was creative. I thought that was a
Skip.
creative game.
Double tap the skip
Basically
button,
what I
Jake.
do at
Boop,
home.
boop.
But they
Moving
had
on.
270 stages to beat, and that's coming out
Yeah.
on
It's
April
just-
26th.
With the announcement
That is
of
massive.
Box
It's
Girl.
just literally it's just a
and
creative game.
Join
That's all
in
it
the
is.
team.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a-
it's Nintendo. It's one of their games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Co-op with Box Girl.
Cute little puzzle game, but not something that I want to
Just
play.
because you're double tapping the pillow to skip something
And
doesn't mean it's going to
then
happen.
the next one on the list
I'm
was the Smash Brothers update.
Joker.
Three-
Joker, they're
3.0.
teasing them.
It adds question mark, question mark, question mark. And then they said
It's Joker.
Joker. He'll be
None
there.
of them
at-
can see the animated
They can't see what you
dance
did.
you just did.
That's
Good.
okay.
I'm
I
upset.
thought I had
All
enough
did, sadly.
effort in my voice. So they said that Joker will be there before the end of April of this year. And they also announced that they're going to be having new amiibos coming out this year as well.
All I'm saying.
That Joker amiibo would
Sam
look
IL. Better be there.
fantastic.
Saying L.
That one was not announced.
No,
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
it's coming.
It's his ultimate. I guarantee it.
No, we're talking about the
shooting
amiibo.
the gun.
They think Joker's going to be an amiibo.
Well, yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I don't see why
Yeah,
it would be.
exactly. You guys see the
Um,
movie for Persona 5 is coming out soon?
No.
Mm-mm.
For the full Japanese voice, yeah.
Nice.
You'd be interested, Jake.
I would be.
I just saw that. They had a moment that you couldn't see either.
It's not
Yeah.
English dub.
I
Let's,
love-
let's,
I
let's
love
keep going.
Persona.
Okay,
We
so
got
next-
a lot to get through. and
Next
a lot
on
of
the
time.
next on the list was Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Pass.
Free,
Okay.
They had a free update with a 2-player co-op. It's out now. They also had paid DLC with 5 new courses.
This was too many words to waste on.
And that comes out March 14th for full content. The bundle game.
I like how
Then-
they put the games in between that are just like, here's this.
And then next for the cool one is the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
That looked cool.
Yeah,
Now,
that one actually
the
is cool.
prequel to this is actually on Game Pass for free. Right? Well, I mean, minus the Game
No,
Pass
no, it's-
subscription.
it's gold.
It's gold.
It's
Games
gold,
with
yeah.
gold.
Yep.
Right, my bad. So I'm actually gonna play that. I think
That
because
one's
that looks pretty
Bloodstained
good.
Curse of the Moon. And
That's
this
a
one is Ritual of the Night.
side-scroller.
This is a Metroidvania game, actually very, very close to a Castlevania.
It's super
Probably
close.
as close as you can get.
And
It looked
like,
Without
cool.
getting
fashion.
in
With a
trouble.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, literally. They like the characters. Once they show like the characters and like the 2D images, I'm like, wait a minute,
But how close is it, guys?
it's pretty damn
Real
close.
If you like
Just making
Castlevania,
sure.
you like this.
My name is not Alucard, but I pretty much look like him.
Alucard?
And that comes out, that will be out summer 2019.
Alice Scarf.
There you go.
Way to just take his same joke and just turn it around.
He turns
That's funny.
I'm not. No.
He wants that
What's
credit.
next on the list there,
Next.
Kailey?
You passed my joke.
Next is Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Hey, we talked about that.
Yep. And no, we talked about Dragon Quest.
Oh,
We mentioned
Eleven.
This
it.
is Dragon Quest
The-
Builder.
Builders.
This is the
too.
Builders. It's very cute looking.
It's Minecraft.
Has
Dragon
a
Quest.
retro inspired map as well, and that comes out July 12th.
And they said in the sequel, you're going to have larger communities. They're introducing farming and stuff like that. So
Nice.
you're going to be able to
Amount of eye
create
rolling I just
waterfalls, rivers, stuff
probably
like
not.
that.
Then we have the Dragon Quest 11S.
Fuck that.
And that comes out
Oh
this
my
fall.
God.
Then after that, it was Disney Tsum Tsum Festival.
Did I skip that completely?
I don't know how this was a thing, but I guess if you have kids and family stuff, it's pretty cute. But it's definitely not
This is
my
a
cup of
Mario
tea.
Party.
Then also after that was the Starlink update, and that comes out in April.
If they send me one more fucking email.
Join the fight.
And then Rune Factory 4 Remastered, we already talked about that, comes out later this year. And then what Brett's looking forward to, Oninaki.
By Square Enix.
By the Square
I've
Enix.
just fallen in love with Square Enix. I tweet at them every day. They don't ever respond. Jerks.
They don't like you.
They're cats.
we
No,
can, we
but
can
that's
both
okay.
we can both do it.
I'm not very well liked
Just-
right now either. That's fine.
Just
Pervert.
this I've just fallen in love with Square Enix. I was just playing, like, I played through Kingdom Hearts, obviously, and I edited all the videos, so I spent more time on it even than I
guy
probably
who
should have
beat
as
it.
the game. So just looking at everything they've done and doing the review and just looking back through Square Enix's stuff and the music and the score and everything, I've just fallen in love with them.
We're about to
It
take
is
you we should
gorgeous.
just take you down like memory lane and tell you how much Square Enix has done.
It's
No, no.
Fantasy.
Let's
Why?
not do that
Tomb
right now.
Raider.
Tomb Raider,
But then-
Hitman.
No, let's not do that right now.
So not only
Focus
have I
on
done this,
Oninaki.
and then Oninaki comes out. So we're watching the direct, and this is something that hasn't been talked about, hasn't
Came
been
out of
heard,
nowhere.
and you
Such
see
an
the Square
awesome
Enix put up, and the score just hits, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is a Square Enix game.
Well, like the thing about this is that they actually do a lot of like I wouldn't call them independent titles, but they do a lot of titles that are very small but are very good most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
they
you were
hit you in the
mentioning- Like
feels with this
What
one.
in our chat we were talking about I Am Setsuna.
I
Like
wouldn't say Nier was
So, I mean,
small.
that was-
Nier was very well
that was a relatively good
No,
game
the
in its
first
own
one-
right.
Setsuna
first
was
one.
that hit you in
You're
the
right.
feels.
Two
That
Yeah.
was
is
one.
much bigger, but
If you
Yep.
if you look at that one actually had a similar storyline to Octopath Traveler. I Am Setsuna was sort of similar to the priestess from Octopath Traveler. They had similar stories. But Oninaki just I think they gave us a 3-minute clip, and I was like,
Yep.
I was sad, I was happy. Like they just hit us with everything so quickly,
Yeah.
and with the score of it, I just
So,
can't wait. And then the
you're-
battle looks fantastic.
You're forbidden to mourn the loss of the dead, and your job is to help rescue souls from becoming monsters.
I know that looks so good.
So
Yeah, it
that,
does.
that concept itself is just so interesting, and just watching it unfold, I would definitely want to keep my eyes on
don't
this one.
cry. You're dead. Move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be sad.
Sure.
Oh, and anything that if they do get lost, they do not reincarnate.
So
Right. Yeah.
speaking about Souls
So
of the
he
Dead,
puts them to
so
sleep.
what was it? Valkyrie Profile did the same thing where like you played as the Valkyrie and you collected souls to join your team, which was also made by Square Enix so a long time ago. So I mean, this
You're
is not
pretty
some,
old.
Oh,
Long
get
time.
off my lawn!
That's what I hear when you say a long time ago.
I mean, in the at least early
You might
2000s.
have been alive.
1990s.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, well, now
1990s?
he's going 1990.
Which 90s?
So at most,
Early
96.
90s?
It's got to be late 90s. Obviously, PlayStation 1 was when Valkyrie Profile came
Yeah,
out.
it was 0 to 2. Got it.
You don't remember? Don't remember when it came out, guys.
I remember.
Too busy
I'm
playing
just
Tenchu.
the combat looks fantastic. We actually, while we were watching it, brought up Code Vein, wondering where that is, and so that kind
They don't look similar
what?
in any
They
way,
don't.
but
It's
it just
they
makes me
don't, but
think of
it's
it.
the anime
Yeah.
kind of combat style.
We
that-
just wondered, where is it? It wasn't at this direct, I can
Dead.
tell you that. What else have we got?
Well, Oninaki comes out in summer 2019, so
Yeah.
that is coming out
That's
very
awesome.
It's coming out very soon.
soon. Next on the list is another snooze fest for me. It's Yoshi's Crafted World, aka Yoshi's Little Big Planet.
another world builder.
That's exactly what I thought when I watched
Racing,
it.
crafting,
Yeah.
flying, crafted costumes, use in-game coin. They have 80 costumes, including some difficult ones to get.
Wait,
I mean,
in
demo's out.
coin?
Yeah, like,
That's too hard.
it's gone.
yeah.
It's too hard to earn.
That's
Skip it.
that's out
No.
March 20th.
I want all
March
the content
29th.
is when I buy the
I don't
game.
want to have
If I
to
don't have
play
all the
game
content,
to beat the game, guys. It's too hard.
So next on the list is the one I'm most looking forward to, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay, Kaylee's just stealing my
she's
thunder
taking
out
she's
here.
taking the show.
Go ahead, Brennan.
No, that's all you have.
No, she gave it away.
You're ready?
Super excited. Never played a Fire Emblem game before.
All right, silence him.
Yeah. Well,
I supported you.
Thank you.
hey, you know what? You
He
like
showed
this.
me this while we were
Have you
driving.
played Fire
Almost
Emblem
died to
before,
watch
Gil?
this video,
Hell
by the
yeah,
way.
play Fire Emblem.
But yeah,
played a
I
Fire
would
Emblem
really like
character
the
in
story.
Super Smash.
I played Crom.
That counts, right?
Crom is way OP.
Super OP.
Yeah.
Let's
Jake
not
still
talk about
lost,
how many
so.
hours I've put into Fire Emblem because it's been a lot.
But the story, you're a mercenary. You save some people on the road. You become a tutor at a kind of like a royal school.
It's a monastery type thing.
Yeah.
So do you have?
I have it right.
Okay, go ahead.
So you start off, you are the savior, the chosen one. And
The chosen one?
You are
Shocked.
a mercenary. And then you become a teacher at this monastery that set in this land. And there's three different territories in this land called Fodlan. And they go through and talk about each different faction, which you get to choose which house basically that you're going to support.
And that's a permanent choice in the beginning of the game. So choose wisely.
Yep. Battles are class assignments, but they have real world consequences. And you have to strategize to keep
Word for
people
word
alive.
from the video, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Permadeath
important.
for your character.
It was
Yeah.
important, okay?
That's a big thing for Fire
Yeah.
Emblem.
Definitely.
permadeath.
yeah,
would be
permadeath.
terrible.
Your choices
I'd be
do matter.
reloading immediately.
Like,
No,
save,
no,
save
no,
before
no.
this battle. Ah, shit.
Reload.
Reload.
Been there.
Obviously. We saw your Apex play. We know your characters were dying.
They going down.
He probably killed him himself.
The allies are going down too. That's what I'm saying.
Lined them up against each other.
Line them up.
So each of these different houses of the school are led by the leaders, the scions of the leaders of each of these different territories. And this game will be coming out on July 26th.
Tons of summer.
Throwing
Which
my
was my
money at
complaint last year because we don't have a lot of summer games.
Now
Now we do.
Now
Yeah.
we have a
Nintendo's
bunch
bringing
of
the
them
heat.
from Nintendo. Well, Oninaki's also on
Bringing the heat?
PlayStation.
You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to zoom by it. Jake had to bring the attention back to it.
I came back.
We're
But
here
Oninaki is also on PS.
Jake liked that.
I did. I'm old.
But yeah, that was the highlight of the show for me was Fire Emblem, Three Houses.
My highlight was Yoshi's Little Big Planet. It was not.
What's next?
He
on the
actually
list?
did try to kill me to look at the
So-
three houses. We were driving.
Yeah,
and
the-
he's like, look at this video.
Three Houses. This is the first
Oh, okay.
Fire Emblem game coming to the console. And it's because they've been on in a long time. They've been on handheld, so it's
Still
nice to be back home on the console. Well,
Slash handheld.
okay.
Combat looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Best console.
And
on the
there's
market.
exploration in this that's going to be pretty cool too.
And the animation looks awesome.
As a JRPG, they're all freaking.
And it's
Well, you get
what
that.
I like it.
You get that strategy element that's Fire Emblem is known for. So
Fire Emblem does a great strategy, and they also the story of this one is it's set up differently because normally like you're the hero or you're some form of hero.
You're the chosen one.
So it's
but-
an RPG.
yeah,
But
LBJ.
in this one, I like the fact that
Oh.
you're teaching. So it's not the focus isn't just on your growth, but it's also through the relationships that you're developing and the team that you're building. So, and it does do typical Fire Emblem stuff where you can increase your team's battle morale by having them play together and things like that.
we will have full coverage of this one.
Yes. Next on the list is another one that Brennan's going to be excited about.
No, this is mine.
Yoshi's Little Big
Oh,
Planet.
my bad. It's Tetris 99. If you want
This
to take it
actually
away.
blew up Twitch. Do you know that?
It did.
Hey guys, I'm better at Tetris than you.
Really? Bet.
That's what
It's
you get to
wild.
say.
People
you win
were-
this, you're better at Tetris than
This
other people.
had 11,000
I
viewers
thought you were
when
challenging me in
Overwatch had
Tetris.
9.
I'm like, man.
9,000
Jake,
viewers.
I don't know how to play Tetris. Do you just like put the things places? I don't understand.
That's basically
You
what it
make
is,
them
but this
fit.
is a
Yeah.
battle royale.
It's too
It is.
much.
99 players all going at it at once to be the Tetris champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does sound kind of fun.
And you can,
Shut your mouth.
You can
This blew
sabotage
up
people too,
Twitch.
right?
It did.
Yeah, you can, of course.
There is a requirement for this game, though, even though it is free to play. You do have to be a Nintendo Online subscriber.
So
Hi.
As long as you
not
need to
super
be good at
expensive
Tetris.
because they have their
Yeah, it's $20
most
a year.
affordable
Yeah.
yearly plan. Then they showed highlights of Dead by Daylight, which
Yep.
comes out this fall.
Great.
And then the maker of Undertale has Deltarune.
Deltarune. Also, Undertale.
That comes out on
Spelled differently.
The first episode will be
Reverse.
free.
It's an anagram.
Yeah.
and that's
It's not reversed. It's
I know
Yeah.
it's like mixed letters.
And that
That's
comes
what
out
an
the
anagram
28th
is.
of February. And then
First.
And then I fixed it and said an anagram.
And
after that was Damon Ex Machina.
that
Can't
looks
wait.
cool.
Right.
Super hyped for it.
So
Playing that demo.
Daemon Ex Machina released a demo, and it gives you 4 missions plus a boss battle, and you get to try out the game's movement and customization options. After the demo, some players are actually going to be reached out to for a survey to give feedback to the development team so that they can further develop the game for its release this year.
I'll tell you my thoughts
But
next
if they
week.
don't reach out to you, you're still welcome to reach out to them and give them
I'ma
your
reach
your
out.
feedback. And that will be out summer 2019.
This is one that surprised us last year. We weren't ready. We weren't expecting anything like
We expected it
this.
to be terrible originally.
Yeah.
And
It
then when we
looked
saw
terrible
the next
originally.
update, we oh my god, this looks
It
really
has
good.
some promise, yeah. So, yeah, we'll be jumping into that, and we'll let you know how that demo is.
So,
Then after that, they had Grid Auto Sport racing game. Do
Wow.
circuit racing, 100 different cars. That comes out summer 2019.
Forza on Xbox, guys. Just
And
I'm
then
excited.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice will be out this
That's
spring.
cool.
actually something to be excited about. Right?
This is going to make them a ton of money,
And it's
and
only
it makes me so happy
bringing
because
Xbox
it's
and Nintendo closer
Closer
together.
together.
correct.
This is
No, that already happened.
Oh.
It's
They smooched.
really, really, really good game.
And then
How,
next,
uh,
Kevin.
Trippy.
How long before we
Trippy.
see Xbox exclusives on Nintendo?
Well, it wouldn't be an
And
Xbox
back-
exclusive then.
Yeah.
I know that, but you know what I'm saying. Xbox Studios games.
You mean-
over on Nintendo?
Inclusive?
Yeah, I don't know.
You mean
That.
excluding Sony?
Correct. Those
Okay.
other guys, the unimportant other guys who won't help. They
People
have,
who don't want
they have their fancy
cross-platform.
little toy
I
and
think-
won't play with it with the other children.
I think we see crossovers before we see games. Would you agree?
No,
You don't
you're
think
talking
so?
like
yes,
you're talking about like
cross-platform.
Master Chief in like Super.
Like
Super
because we
Smash.
got
next thing
we
you're
got
gonna see is
Minecraft
Crackdown 3
Steve
comes on.
was announced for Smash Bros, and that's a Microsoft property. So you're having that.
Yeah, so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you're seeing this before the exclusives are going to come over.
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
can agree with that.
But
So I
Hellblade's
think they'll and Hellblade that's
Ninja Theory is
technically
now the-
a Microsoft property now.
yeah.
But
well, we don't know that. Who owns the IP for that?
right, yeah.
It's
so-
probably
they own
Ninja,
Ninja
Theory
Theory,
because
so-
Ninja Theory did develop that on their own, didn't
yeah.
Yeah, and they
Yeah, so I don't-
everything with them is internal.
Yeah. So yeah, you could be right. I don't see why it wouldn't happen.
That would
Especially
be
if they're
excellent.
if games like this that
they?
they're
Halo
bringing
Infinite
over that make
on the
money.
Switch.
Up next is what? MK11 shown on Nintendo Switch? The kids. But it's okay. There was not one drop of blood in that trailer.
No.
How
no.
does that even work?
You turn it off.
Yeah, you just turn it off.
You're just plastic dolls punching each other.
From what we've
Pew, pew,
seen,
pew, pew,
it was
pew.
quick, but it does not look bad. I've been very worried about what it's going to look like on the Switch, and I do want to see it in actual action rather than a
They
trailer.
I wouldn't
really
even worry
didn't
about it.
spend
Look like
any
they're just
time
gonna
talking
pan
about it
the
either,
screen
which I
away.
was kind of surprised about.
Yeah, that's what they did in like
That's what they
Australia,
did.
Germany.
Yeah,
For Injustice.
that's what they do over there.
'cause
When
it's not available.
the Joker actually had a kill shot, he used the gun, and they fade the screen to black, and then you just hear it. You don't get to see it. So that's the
It's
edited
implied.
version.
Yes.
He didn't shoot anybody.
It's just implied.
He missed.
It was like a little. It was,
The flag came out.
Yeah.
Bang. What we got next?
And we have Unravel 2, which will be out March 22nd.
That's
There's your
That's-
Microsoft property
yeah, I
right
was
there.
gonna
That's
say,
coming
that's
over.
another,
So there it is.
And
Like we said in the beginning, there's so many games shown in 30 minutes.
we still have a couple more too. So we have the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster with Liberation. That's
Yep.
out May 21st.
So when the initial announcement for
Can't
3 came
regrind
out,
that
which
game.
if you have the season pass for Odyssey, you are getting this game for free. So
Yeah,
I mean
me.
that's great.
Good thing I bought that $200 collector's edition.
That's why right?
150.
The
Just
real
for that
reason.
season pass.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Just for that Assassin's Creed 3 and Liberation.
No, I'll never grind that game out again.
Which I
Do you
can't.
know how long it takes you to max the homestead? A lot
Yes.
of hours. 'Cause I did it.
I liked it. I didn't
We're
think it was
different
bad.
people.
Yes,
I did not.
Totally.
that's okay.
But I
I
needed
mean, I
the
like Stardew,
achievement,
so like
so-
that's fine.
All right, what's next?
Then we
Inventory
have
management
the Final
simulator.
Fantasy VII port, which will be out March 26th, as well
Better
as
start
the
saving.
Chocobo Mysterious Dungeon.
Now that one I'm excited for.
That looks cute.
I played it before. It's fun.
I have not. And then Final Fantasy
I'm a
IX is
big fan
out
of
already.
Square Enix.
Final Fantasy IX is out, and I believe it's $30.
Hey, you guys should buy it.
And
Everyone should buy
then-
it. It's a fun game.
The world.
They left us with 2 more. They have Astral Chain, which comes out the 30th
That game
of
looks sick.
That
This
one
one is
August.
interesting, yeah. So this is coming out in August, and this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive game. And this is from Platinum Games, the makers of Bayonetta.
Their
Bayonetta
combat
3
is usually fantastic.
was not
Yes.
shown here. And I was expecting to see Bayonetta 3, especially when Platinum Games was teased, and then all of a sudden it's some brand new IP, which is great. I like new IP, so yeah, this is not really sure what this is. This is police special forces.
Yep.
And then in
Destroying
a futuristic
robots.
setting.
Well, I don't think.
and they're
think,
chained
So
together.
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
other
they're
people-
chained
I
together.
think the monsters that spawned look really close to them, so I'm assuming it's just captured monsters. And then
Is this-
you're chained to them, you control them. Like you actually see the character pull on the chain
Right.
to bring
Yeah.
it back. Like so I mean I'm assuming it's just you guys captured these things and they're now literally trained to you and they have to do what you say.
So you don't think this is like a co-op chain together type thing?
It might be. I mean, that would be kind of dope, but
I don't know, but it looked really
That'd be
cool.
an interesting concept.
yeah.
There was
Fixing
the other game that EA made
Well, of course, I mean
called
Platinum.
A Way Out, where you were tethered together to break out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something like that, maybe.
You were really tethered.
Then you have
I mean,
to
you
play
had to
like
work
one
together.
person playing the monster and one person
Co-op,
playing
I
the
guess,
cop.
would be a better term. What's that?
It won't be like that.
You don't
That
think
was
so?
a short game.
Yeah.
I wish it had been longer. It's fun.
You know, that game reminds me of Kane and Lynch.
The actual breaking out of the prison was such a
Kane
small
Lynch had
part.
a lot more violence than A Way Out did. It
Yeah, but I mean, just like that co-op atmosphere.
was a good game too.
Yeah, I like Kane and
I
Lynch.
played Kane and Lynch in a long time.
Let's play together.
I'll know what they're doing later.
Oh.
And finally, they left us with the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
So not the Ocarina of Time.
Not
Not
yet.
the Ocarina of Time. This is the full from the ground up remake of the 1993 Game Boy
That
original.
was the year I was
They
before
they
I was
brought
born.
back the Ocarina of Time, but what was it? It was just like it was a
That made me feel
remaster.
old.
Yeah, it was
wasn't-
just Ocarina of Time
It wasn't
3D.
remade at all. No,
No.
nothing new. It just it
It's
looks
a brand
prettier
new
than
game
it.
to me.
Well, the way
This is
remakes
brand new.
have been going lately,
It's a brand new game to me.
I'm
anyway.
excited.
Jeez.
I want a Link to the Past. That's what I want.
I know a lot of people are
I
hostile
want a
about
new
the
IP
character
for
designs, but
Zelda
I think
is
it
what
looks
I
really
want.
awesome.
I want
That's what I want
Skyward
too.
Sword.
Well, that's part of the kind of outrage about this is that it's not a new IP.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it
in
wouldn't
a
be
lot
new
of
IP,
senses,
it'd just be a
it
new
is.
title for
Oh
Zelda.
yeah.
With the way that the Breath of the Wild engine was created for the fantastic game, and the way that they did it for Ocarina of Time, it was only a couple years, and then Majora's Mask came out in that same engine. I was actually expecting an announcement for a new game in the Breath of the Wild engine, but I didn't play Link's Awakening, so
Me either.
I'm super pumped for this because
Yeah,
this
little
is
chibi Link.
called one of the
I think it's
best.
adorable.
I honestly love
Zelda
the
game,
style.
so-
I
I
have
thought it was
no
super
issue
Wanna check it out?
whatsoever. This to me is the original. This is nostalgia Link. Like this is what I played.
They're so cute.
I have no problems with it.
No, not at all.
The way he was slashing the grass and everything. It reminds me actually a lot of Tunic, which is another game I'm super excited for from Finji. That same kind of cartoony style with the animation, but at the same time, it's a very deep and emotional game. That's what I expect out of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Any other thoughts about the Nintendo Direct? I would have to say that's probably a B+ offering. I thought it was great.
Honestly, with them
I'm
coming out,
saying A.
yeah, I was
Yeah, you
saying
think A?
I think
would
it's
say
Give it-
solid A.
Bring it to an A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for me, there's so many games in there that I'm excited to play, and the way they do it,
And
it's
some
like I said,
surprises, too.
it hurts your wallet, but it's super exciting to say, well, all these games are coming out, and a lot of them are within like a month or two of each other.
To be
Like,
fair,
that's awesome.
the amount of boredom I experienced last May to September was terrible. So
There was just no
as
games.
long as
that
I
came
don't have
out.
to
Yeah.
go through that again, I'm happy.
And that's what I was gonna say. I like the fact that they're spacing them out in a way that it's not just okay, income tax miss and then holiday season.
Yeah, and also on offering is not every single title that they're showing here is not some 100 plus hour adventure. There are smaller games that you can get through and enjoy. So there's a little bit of something here for everybody, including Yoshi's crafting stuff.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I mean,
Yoshi.
I say that jokingly because there is a very strong fan base out there for that type
Yeah,
of
of
game, and
course.
it's going to do well. But that's the
Yoshi.
beauty of
Of course it
Nintendo,
is.
man. Like they can cover everything, so it's great work by them.
Just want my Mad World.
But unfortunately, there's no Mad
Mad
World,
World. Ooh.
and that is all the time we have this week. I want to thank everybody for joining the panel, and thank you all for listening. We will see you next week.
See you next
See
time.
ya.
Bye.